Good day, human Latiosites. This is LatiosAzurill, and welcome to WPL Season 9, Week 9, with the Philadelphia Froakies versus Electric and the Breath Mence. So, this week I'm running pretty much the same set as last week. The only real difference was that I was running HP Grass and Volcanion to help deal with that Swampert. So, I got Scarf Victini, I got Firium Z Volcanion, I got Mega Aggron, I got Mimikyu, I got Donphan, and I got Cresselia. So, a really bulky team. I got physical bulk on Aggron and on Donphan. Got that special bulk, and I also am running a bold Cresselia, so this way it can take some hits on either side. It's kind of a pretty heavy physical team, so one of the big things I gotta be careful about is with Cresselia and Volcanion, since they're my only two special attackers on this team that can really be an issue, that could really help out for, well, physically bulky Pokemon. That said, big threat seeing here is, I was a little surprised I wasn't going to see that I didn't see the Florges, although, to be fair, I do have a Mega Aggron, so I mean, there is that. The Roselia could really be an issue here. Of course, I do have Victini. Well, Scarf Victini can really wreck that thing with V-Create. I got Mega Aggron, who can't be toxic. So that can definitely work out for us. Mega Alakazam is going to be a threat for our team. One of the big things that we do have going for us is we do have Cresselia. We have Mimikyu. So that's probably going to be our biggest answer for that kind of thing, of course. Golbat kind of scares me, once again, just like Roselia, bulky. Difference is it's a bit fast as well. So that kind of does scare me. Of course, we do have a few answers to Golbat for this particular team. Swampert is always going to be a threat for us. I do have HP Grass on Volcanion, but once again, you don't really want to underestimate that thing. Especially because Donphan's really not going to stand much of a chance in a 1v1 versus that thing. With Victini out, we just got to get Victini out of that battle. If Swampert's going to be the safest switch in for him on Victini. Umbreon, always a threat, but, you know, yeah, you got to do what you got to do sometimes. I mean, Aggron can handle that thing relatively okay, in that, you know, Toxic Stall's not going to affect Aggron at all. Victini, I mean, we got U-turn. So, worst case scenario, we could actually stall that thing out since I could Toxic it myself with Aggron. And, of course, he has Cobalion. So, with Cobalion, I mean, once again, half our team can pretty much help him handle that. The big issues is with speed. I mean, nice thing is since Victini is Scarfed, we should be able to 1v1 that with V-Create. Should have come down to that. Volcanion, if we can take a hit from it, that can also work out. Also, Cresselia, it resists the stab fighting, so that can really work out for us. Not to mention the fact that Mimikyu is immune to fighting. That said, let's actually get into the battle. So, he's going to lead off with the Swampert while I lead off Victini. I'm going to switch out right here, and it's going to reveal that he is wearing Rocky Helmet. So, that can be an issue for us. He is going to predict the switch, assuming going into Cresselia. Otherwise, I can't imagine why he would Toxic right there. So, that is going to Toxic my Cresselia, which admittedly kind of sucks. Because now his Roselia is free to Leech Seed and basically just stall us out. So, not much I can do there, sometimes I should just switch into Volcanion here, while he sets up a layer of spikes. Now, I was predicting to switch into Swampert, didn't work out right there, so we're going to do no damage with HP Grass. So at this point, I'm just going to Fire Blast, take the thing down. So he got his Seeds up on me, which kind of sucks, but at this point, before he would set up Calm Minds, I kind of wanted to just get rid of that thing. He's going to get a Calm Mind off first, so he's going to live that Infernal Overdrive, and then just start recovering. At this point, I was just hoping to maybe get a burn. I mean, so at this point, I see he's setting up Calm Mind. I'm just going to go into Aggron and Heavy Slam, but not before he clicks Barrier, so that kind of sucks for us, because we're going to just do too little damage. So at this point, he's just going to stall us out. I'm just hoping maybe I can get a crit here until he Megas. Now I really can't. Even a crit won't KO at this point. Or actually, I think a crit would. But the problem is, I'm just done, because once he sets up a second barrier, I'm just going to Toxic at this point. Not even worth it. At this point, I mean, I'm not totally sure why he didn't just switch into Cobalion, to be honest. Because maybe because he didn't want to lose his +2 and +4? I don't know. Either way, we're going to win the 1v1 against Alakazam. So he's going to set up a Swords Dance with his Cobalion while we go for EQ. Now, I kind of expected him to go for a close combat, so I'm actually going to go into Cresselia right here. I probably should have gone to Mimikyu, but I really didn't want to risk him busting my Disguise, because that's kind of a win condition for us. So he's going to get the flinch right there, which, honestly, I love seeing flinches, so I can't even be mad about that. So at this point, I'm actually just going to go for the V-Create to take him down, even though he's going to switch to the Swampert. Kind of a really bad play on my part, so not much I can say about that. I'm just going to switch into Aggron here, expecting him to Toxic, and he does exactly that. So at this point, I'm actually going to have no choice but to just sack Aggron, though, in order to get a safe switch into Volcanion, because I couldn't risk him going for EQ right there, because then I would have lost Volcanion. So would have been really nice if we just hard switch into Volcanion there, take the Scald and get the Water Absorb, but that's I really didn't want to risk the match right there, even if it was just for differential. Well, especially if it was just for differential. So here, he's going to get this Toxic on Volcanion. I'm actually going to switch here into Mimikyu while he's obviously going to protect from his Wish. Now, this is where things get really interesting, because I'm going to Swords Dance here, and this is the play that costs him the game, because he's going to miss that Toxic. So at this point, he's going to Protect. I kind of expected the Protect right there, so I went for another Swords Dance. I'm not sure why he didn't just Toxic there. Now, I'm going to miss my Play Rough here, but interestingly, he's going to Foul Play. I'm not totally sure why he didn't go for Toxic again, because he probably should have, because now he's going to go into Golbat, take the Play Rough. Makes sense this way. I take some Life Orb damage, switches back into Umbreon while I go for the Shadow Claw. So, you know, I am taking Life Orb damage, so that, I guess, kind of is a way to stall out Mimikyu. Of course, I'm going to outspeed everything anyway on this team, so go for Play Rough, take out the Umbreon. Go for Shadow Claw, take out the Golbat. Now it goes into Swampert. I'm going to Shadow Claw again. Obviously, I'm going to outspeed. I'm going to get a crit. Not totally sure if the crit mattered at +3 plus Life Orb, but either way. Then I just go for Shadow Sneak and Cobalion, and that is going to be game. So Mimikyu is going to be able to sweep at that point. So yeah, that Toxic Miss from, that Toxic Miss on Mimikyu definitely cost him the game right there. So that was a really, really sad miss for him at that point. I mean, in all honesty, he probably should have gone for Toxic instead of Foul Play, because it really didn't matter to bust Mimikyu's Disguise at that point, because Toxic would have taken it down in the end before he could have lost his last Mon, and he probably could have just stalled me out a little longer, unless I made some predictive plays at that point. Once again, the game wouldn't necessarily be over, because once again, I still did have 3 other Mons, but at that point, it would probably mostly be up to if Donphan could handle, be able to handle half of his team. Because, I mean, I did have, Donphan could admittedly have handled the Golbat, unless he was running like air slash flinch stuff. As for the Cobalion, it really kind of depended on what kind of set he was actually running in terms of the EV spreads, because Bikini probably could have 1v1 that thing. So the big issue would have ended up being the Umbreon at that point. Well, that said, that is going to be another win for us. So thank you for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.